Hi there. So let's talk about something that may be a little bit awkward. Friends. I don't have any. You know what? I am totally okay with that. I don't know if I'm bucking a social norm, being a trendsetter, or what, but it's like I truly think that if someone were to try to throw me a birthday party, that would be really difficult to get like anyone but like my four family members to show up. But on the other hand, I think that my funeral would be absolutely packed. Not that I'm planning on dying anytime too soon, but it's just something that I think about in this warped little world of my brain. Um, in my life, I know I've made a difference in a lot of people's lives. I know I have. Just being able to help people with their depression and anxiety because of my vast experience with depression and anxiety, uh, that has touched a lot of lives, and I do feel very grateful that I've been able to do that. I wouldn't change my childhood. I wouldn't change anything about the way I was raised because of the people that I have been able to help. Um, I know that people like me. I know that people think I'm funny. I know that people think I'm brilliant. I know people think I'm dead sexy. And I know people think that I'm wickedly attractive. All right. I know I do tend to go overboard, but I question the whole BFF thing, right? The bestie. I don't have a bestie. I don't have a BFF. I mean, I guess it's my husband, but I would never call him my BFF. He's my husband. So what if having a BFF or a posse or a bestie just isn't your jam? Well, that's okay. I mean, I'm not antisocial. I talk to people everywhere I go. Um, Sometimes to the dismay of my husband, but I love making people laugh. It's one of my favorite things, and I love listening to people's stories. It's one of my favorite things. I just don't want to have the investment, I guess, that goes on after that. I'm an introvert, and I prefer my own company, and I prefer the company of my husband. He doesn't have any friends either. It's just me. That's just the way we do. We prefer just to hang out with each other. It's easy, it's fun, it's comfortable. We can just totally be ourselves, and it's absolute perfection. We call it the bubble. We love going to the bubble whenever we have to go out to like a family function for a holiday or whatever. We're like, oh, I just want to go home and get in the bubble. It's our happy place. I don't feel insecure or uncomfortable with him. I just come as I am with whatever I'm wearing, however I smell, and I know that I am loved. I know it for the first time in my life that I am loved. Being around people for me tends to be incredibly exhausting. I probably have undiagnosed social anxiety, don't really care. That is just how I like my life. Being around people makes me feel incredibly uncomfortable. I feel scritchy in my own skin. I just don't feel like I can be myself. Um, I just feel like I have to be perfect and say all the perfect things. Now, if it's a stranger in the grocery store, no problem. But if it's someone that I might see again, or someone that, like if I'm trying to build a friendship, meh, 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 meh. I don't want to. I don't like the feeling that I have to watch what I say, right? It's just not, it doesn't serve me. It doesn't feed my soul. I want things in my life to be easy wherever I can have them be easy. And building relationships is one of those places. I wasn't I wasn't always like this. I mean, I had lots of friends in high school. I had lots of friends in college. But even then, I always felt off. I always felt like I was the outcast. Whether I was or not is not what we're talking about. It's just that's just how I felt. And I didn't really feel comfortable unless I drank. So I did a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. That's the only thing that helped. In high school, I was a jock and a cheerleader. But I smoked, so I hung out with the druggies, and I worked at McDonald's with the dorks, and I sang in concert choir with the nerds. I just had all of these little bits and pieces of myself, and I didn't really feel completely accepted in any one of those spots. So I always say now that I'm two very diametrically opposed people. I am, this sweet Sheila that you're seeing here, funny, nerdy, um, full of unsolicited advice. and and then there's this badass part of me that, I have a bunch of tattoos, and I've got a Harley, and there's other things that make me badass, but we won't go into that. Just know that I'm a badass. So there's these two parts of me, and I feel it's really important to nurture both parts. Now, the badass part hasn't been nurtured very much because I don't really want to get any more tattoos, because the older I get, the more they hurt. They hurt really bad. And we don't ride our Harleys so much anymore, but that's okay. I don't need to have that badass part. But even then, with these two sides of myself, neither one of these sides needs to have a ton of friends or acquaintances. I just don't. So I'm here to tell you that your life can be whatever the fuck works for you. Whatever works for you, that is what your life should be. So maybe you don't have friends and you want some. Well, then you need to go get some. You need to work on whatever psychological wall you have up that doesn't allow you to make friends. Okay. However, for myself, I don't want them. I don't need them. I am so happy in the bubble. That's all I need. You shouldn't feel pressured to conform to some arbitrary social standard if that's not what you want, right? It took me my whole life to realize this fact, you guys. It took me my whole life to finally say, I don't want to have a bunch of friends. I don't want or need to talk to my sister every day, right? It Because family's a part of this, okay? And that's going to be a whole other situation over here. But just being able to say it's not worth it, right? Just to be able to say that I can do what I want to do. I don't have to do the things that society is telling me to do, or at least that I think society is telling me to do, right? You can have a rich, fulfilling life without having friends. I'm here to tell you that you can. My husband and I support each other. I love my work that I do. I'm laid off right now, but I'm sorry. I love my work. I do art, and I have a lot of art friends. They're online, but it's perfect for me. I have meaningful connections in different meaningful ways that are meaningful to me. So there's just something really incredibly freeing. Sorry, there's something incredibly freeing. My mouth is starting to get a little bit wonky. Let me get a little sip of coffee and wake it up. Woo! Woke up my mouth. Back up. Try again. There's something incredibly freeing about being comfortable in your own skin and enjoying your own company. So I'll admit I do have moments where I start thinking, what if, right? What if something happens to my husband? What if I end up alone? What will I do when I'm old? Well, the thing is I have survived up until this point. Um, I've kind of navigated life on my own terms. So when I'm old, if I want friends, I'll make them. And if I don't, then I'll just be the introverted cat lady on the corner. I don't know. I need to not do that, right? So I have a feeling that some of you might be doing the same thing. Well, what about when you get old? What are you going to do? You don't have any kids. Who's going to take care of you? Well, I will. I will take care of me. If I need to build a broader community when I get old, then I'll build a broader community. Maybe I'll be perfectly happy with a small circle. Who knows? But again, looking to the future too much gives you anxiety, increases anxiety. So there's no one size fits all approach to friendship. Again, do what makes you happy. And I want to hear about that. Tell me, what does friendship look like to you in your world? What makes you happy? I encourage you to ditch the pressure and celebrate finding connection in whatever way feels authentic to you, right? That is so important. Be authentic to yourself. So, again, thanks for hanging out. I will see you next time. I was so glad that you're here. Thank you so much. Bye.